Hey, 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 good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Wow, six of you in there already. Oh my gosh, welcome to the show. Let's have a look who's in. Dawn, good evening, Dawn. Hello, my darling. Evening, Julie Sharp. Good evening. Lovely to see you. Lynn is in the room as well. Good to see all of you. Wow, you're not hanging about today, are you? You're not hanging about today. And welcome to the show, Next Level Psychic. I have a wee bit of a, hopefully, I have a bit of a cracker for you tonight. Davy Jones, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Julie Sharp, and have I seen anybody else yet at the minute? Well, there's six of you in there. Only one of you hit the like button, so come on, y'all, smash that like button and share the show. Smash the like button. It helps the channel. It helps us stay in on YouTube, and it helps us grow. Maria is in the room. Good evening, Maria. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. It's lovely to see you all. Gupta's in it. It's good to see Gupta. Welcome back. It's good to see you. Thank you very much for being here. Good to see all of y'all. Thank you for very much for taking the time out of your life to come and support a Muppet like me. And as we sort of delve into the pits and the rises of the world around us, a lot of people like to bury their heads in the ground and but try and believe that this kind of world doesn't exist. But at the end of the day, it's the most growing not occupation, that's the wrong word. It's the most growing um, hobby, if you want to call it that. It's the biggest growing hobby in the world, paranormal investigations. Vanessa, welcome to the show, my God. It's good to see you, my darling. Anne, welcome to the show. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Listen, y'all, keep smashing that like button. Hit that like button for it. It's really important. Smash that like button and share the show. Get it out there with your friends, get it out with your families, but especially your groups, and get them to come in and be part of this. Because to be honest with you, what I want, and I say this every week, I want you to be the stars of the show. I want you guys being the stars of the show. Alrighty. Now we got I'm getting sent pictures already, which is fantastic. Please, please, please do that. Especially footage, especially MP4 footage, especially and EVPs. If you got they'll come to you on MP3 files. Okay, EVP means electronic voice phenomena. Any sounds that you've managed to pick up. Now, I was sent one the other day, whereas it was a scream in the background, and it was really like, oh, okay. So I rewound it and played it again. It was quite a scream. It was absolutely nuts, and it was just like, wow. Now the only downside is I couldn't get it into tonight's show because it's actually on a different system, and I couldn't get it to come across for tonight. I wanted to play it on tonight's show, but I couldn't get it to come across. So I'll have that in for next week's show. Kathy Hanley, good evening, darling. Good to see you. Thanks you all for being here. As I say, please, 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 really important. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Smash the show, and get it out there with your friends and family. And let's be a part of this now. I did get a few messages of people saying, "Listen, I'm a wee bit sort of trepidatious about sending pictures and photographs and videos and things like that in case people like really take the mickey." Nobody, and I promise you this, no one will take the mickey out of you on my show, not on my watch. Okay. I do get photographs sent to me which are clearly just a normal phenomena, but that's what we want to do here. We want to do that on the show. We want to look at the phenomena together, and we want to decide together what this is. I've looked at some of it now, and after 30 years of being in the industry, I'm pretty clued up on what to look for and what causes different things. See, Jane, good evening, darling. Good to see you. One of the most common concepts is when people take photographs on their mobile phones or cell phones, the aperture of the camera is just teeny, it's teeny tiny. So what it has to do, it has to open really fast, and it has to let as much light through as possible. Now, when you're taking pictures at night and you have the camera light off, then it's just straining for light. So it's pulling in everything it can. And then when it pulls in stuff, you'll be like, wow, I think I've caught something. But when you get somebody like me who's going to do it in a kind way and say, right, you haven't caught anything on this particular picture, and here's why. But what instead of going, oh God, I'm gutted, I didn't get that. No, no, no. You don't. Oh, listen, if I was to sit back and say to you guys, the amount of times that I'd taken pictures and thought I'd got something, and if I was to let it get me down, you'd probably go, how the heck did he? You know, I've gone through thousands of pictures over 30 years and caught diddly squat. Okay. I remember one night doing an investigation on a public house, a pub, just at the outside of St. Austell here in Cornwall. And the brewery was very kind enough to let us to go in there because it's a really, really old pub. And the brewery was very kind enough to let us go in there. And the team went and searched and they were picking stuff up. So I said to my son, my son was with me, and he said, Dad, what can I do? Well, there was a kind of, not an L shaped corridor, but it was more sort of like angular banana shaped. And I said, well, tell you what, look, if you're feeling a wee bit worried, you stand at this apex. There's people at that end of the corridor. There's people at this end of the corridor. You're just going to be in the corridor of your own. And it was I'll tell you how far back it was. iPhone 3 was the phone. Okay, so the iPhone 3 was the actual phone of the day. And so I gave him the iPhone 3 and I said, look, you just take pictures. And when you feel you've had enough, just come and join me. I'll just be in this room over here. And he went, oh, okay. So off he went. Anyway, so we were going through chatting to each other and looking at footage and looking at this, and there was an immense amount of orbs caught. There was some shapes caught. There were some shapes moving caught and things of that nature. And Brandon came back and he said, "Oh, I didn't get anything." Dawn says, "Have you looked up the Foo Fighters?" Yes, indeedy. Oh God, yes. Oh, I'm a big massive fan. Not of just of the Foo. I'm not a fan of the Foo Fighters, oddly enough. I'm a fan of Dave Grohl. He is just an absolute gentleman, the lead singer and guitarist of the Foo Fighters band. But the Foo Fighters, the lights that followed the bombers and the fighters of World War II. Oh yes, definitely. So Brandon came back to me and he said, "Oh, Dad, I didn't get anything." So I took his camera and I said, "Did you take many?" He said, "Yeah, I kept snapping away." And I was going through, flicking through, and I know I must have been about 12 pictures in, and I went and I went past it again, and there was nothing. So 12 pictures coming up to the photograph, and about another 6 pictures afterwards, all showing nothing. But the one in the middle was a full torso, full shadow torso walking down the corridor, just sort of about to come past him. And he hadn't even known that he'd caught it. He didn't even know. And so I said to him, "Come here." And I was going, "Right, you didn't catch anything?" He went, "No, there was nothing there." I said, "Did you feel anything?" He said, "No, not really. No." So I know he was doing the early teenage thing where he was going, yeah, da, 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 just doing all this. So I went, "Watch this." So I flicked through about 6 of them. I said, "So there's your 6 pictures in." He's going, "Yeah." And I went, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I looked at him and he went, and I went, 13, nothing. 14, nothing. 15, nothing. Back again. 10, nothing. 11, nothing. 12, full torso. 13, nothing. 14, 15. And I went, "You didn't catch anything then?" And he wouldn't leave my side for the rest of the night. He was literally glued to me like this. And I said, "Well done." I said, "Well done. You're a ghost hunter now, and you caught yourself a full operation torso." But the thing about it is, it's not a lot of these TV shows make it look like they catch something every time they go out. It's not the truth. That's not how it works. You could go out and spend the night in a really, really old house. That's you got, it's quite spooky looking. It's quite the energy feels really, really spooky. There's a kind of feeling that you're being watched, And you could be there with your cameras, your EVPs, your all of your technology, and catch diddly squat. Okay, because at the end of the day, spirits who have moved on to the next realm and to the next life, whatever way you want to call it, they're not performing monkeys. They don't jump through hoops at our, you know, just because we say so. So we really have to show an immense amount of respect. The more respect that you show energies and spirits of a property, the more that they will most likely work with you. And that's the golden key about being a paranormal investigator. I get really annoyed when I see all of these so-called TV paranormal investigators taunting spirit energies and then talking about evil. Imagine somebody coming into your house and you're an energy, and all of a sudden you're being referred to as evil. You want evil? I'll show you evil. That would be going through my head. Sue, my love, good evening. Welcome to the show. Good to see you, darling. Missed ya. You've been away for ages. Gupta says, "Can you connect to my dad?" I don't do that on this show, Gupta. This is all about the discovery of looking for and how to look for and how to connect with energies. If you're out, if you want to become like an investigator, a paranormal investigator, we're going to be looking at photographs shortly of energies caught. Now, what I do in this show, which is a lot of fun, a lot of people get involved and you really like it, and they, I take pictures, and then you guys tell me whether or not that you think those energies are real. Well, tonight, fingers crossed that I've done this correctly. Fingers crossed, I have an absolutely mind blowing video to show you, but I've got some photographs to show you as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Sorry, says Sue. Had my holiday, then been looking after mom. Oh, of course you are, darling. Sending all our love out to you, darling. I know you're going through quite a bit there. So sending lots of love out to you, and I do hope things are progressing in a really gentle and loving way. Okay. Jane says, "Did you get my email?" No, I didn't, my darling. I did not. I would have been definitely looking out for it. So let me just stick up banners so you can make sure that if you can resend it, make sure you've got that proper email address in there going along the bottom. Jane, if you could resend it, make sure it's that email address, absolutely, because that didn't come through. Um, Best thing to do is message me on Messenger, and then we can actually, if you're having trouble getting it through, I can show you how to get stuff through to me. So now, basically, I get a lot of people ask me to talk about different aspects of paranormal investigations and what are ghosts and what are spirits and things of that nature. So I really wanted the show to be, yes, all about the photographs that we managed to capture and the video footage and stuff of that nature. But I'd really love to be able to answer questions for you guys as well. And I want you to, if you have stuff you'd like to share with the group, knowledge that you want to share, please do. I'm more than happy to get your information on board and share it out there. All knowledge is great. All knowledge is good. And even if it's knowledge that I've never heard of, I love learning stuff. I love it. I love learning. Okay. So I didn't get your email, my darling Jane. No, I'm afraid I didn't. I haven't seen it. Has it gone through to my spam file? If it has gone through to my spam, I'll apologize profusely, but I don't go through my spam. I get an average of 100 to 150 emails a day. So I don't have time to go through the spam side of things. So very often the spam will get emptied without me ever looking in it. And then the odd person, a rarity like your good self, my love, says to me, "Did you get my email?" I go, "No, I didn't." But now you've sort of said, right, I'm going to send you an email. I will actually go through it, and then I'll have a peek in the spam file to see if it's just jumped into the spam, and then hopefully be able to get that for you. So if you guys have got any emails for me tonight, even emails, I've got emails in the brain now. If you've got any questions for me tonight, I'll more than happily do my best to answer them for you. I saw spirit I've seen spirit on many occasions run across dual carriageways. I remember you talking about this before, actually, Sue. And did the research, and it made sense. If you've got that on video, wow, let's share it. Let's have a look. Um, you sent a video across. All right, okay. It may not have left you, Jane. If you've sent a video that way, it may not have left you because the video might be too big for the email. Okay. So what I'll do is, if you message me, I will show you how to send full MP3s and MP4s, with the size of the file. The file is no problem. I'll show you how to do that. Okay. It's emails will only allow a certain size of file to go onto the email, and then they'll just stop it. So it may not have left you. That could be why. All right. So don't worry about it. But we'll get it across. I'm eager to see them. Polly Miller, welcome to Le Shoe. Good to see you, darling. Thank you. You have made it. I wish I did, but I was driving and did emergency stop for the first time. Do you know what? I did that one time, many moons back. I was, I used to drive for a living. One of my favorite jobs, I used to drive trucks, lorries. But I was I was quite young at the time. I was in my sort of late 20s, early 30s, and a bit of an idiot, really. I thought I could do everything. So I was working during the day, and then I was a musician, so I was playing in bands. So I'd be working from, I don't know, 5:30 in the morning, right through the day till about 6 p.m. at night, sometimes 7 p.m. at night. Then I would leave work and I'd go and catch up with my bandmates and do shows. And I'd work from usually start your gigs are at 9 o'clock at night and work right through to 11, 12, 1, 2 in the morning, then go to work again. And I remember driving down the A30, and I wasn't very far from Hale. And all of a sudden, I just saw this blue truck in front of me, and I slammed on the brakes on my truck, and the blue truck just went poof, gone. So either I was so tired, I was hallucinating, which I'm quite open to have been. I didn't drink. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. So it wasn't anything. I don't do drugs. I don't do anything like that. But I remember seeing this blue flatbed truck on the A30, and I thought I was going to run into it, and it just went poof, gone, literally gone. And I was like, oh my God. Luckily enough, I was doing what's called a transfer. So I had to pull into the car park at Hale. I had to transfer half the load of my truck over to another truck, and the guy wasn't going to be there for an hour and a half. So I really got my head down, went to sleep. I remember that. Anyway, yes, it's at the most inopportune times that you will see spirit, because spirit doesn't wait for you to look for it. It just happens. Now, what Sue Vinicum was most likely experiencing was what's called a ghost or a residual energy. Okay. Now, the difference between a residual energy or a ghost and a spirit, it's very, very different. I mean, literally black and white, night and day. So, a residual energy or ghost will happen whether you're there or not. So, on that road where Sue has been driving, that energy will still go right across the road, whether she's driving on that road or not. Whether there's 1,000 people driving on it or it's completely empty, that energy will still cross that road, because the energy is of the area. It's a residual energy of the area, or a caption of time, or a replay of time, like a videotape. And very, very likely, it in its eyes, there's no road there. It's most likely going across a field. Depending how far back this particular energy has sort of manifested from. So if we're going back to the 1200s, 1000s, there wouldn't have been roads. There'd have been just mud sort of tracks, and it could have been following that. So a ghost is a residual energy that's kind of going to be in the place, in the stone, in the room, in the area, in the building. Yeah. So it's an energy that's in the ether of where it's being seen. you'll react to it because you've just seen what your eyes are going, what the hell was that? You'll react to it. Every time I say this and every time I explain this, I remember doing a group session for a bunch of ladies one night in a property right out by Lizard Peninsula. And I was standing at one end of the room. All the ladies were facing me, and I just saw this woman walk out through a wall, right across the back of the room, and just disappear through a wall again. And I went, and I looked back at the ladies in the room, waiting for screams. And the lady in the house said, "You just seen the grey lady, didn't you?" And I went, "Yeah." And she goes, "Yeah, it's around about this time you'll see her." And it was a lady who walked right through the room, and she walked right through the room. But where she was walking, originally there were two doors. How the house is built now, there aren't any, just walls. But originally there were two doors, so she would have just been following her daily routine. But that's a residual energy, and it's in the area. So it was a man killed in the 70s, drunk from clubbing in Plymouth, and got hit halfway across the southbound carriageway, right? A Crombie coat, Doc Marten boots, and it's all so clear. Wow. That could very well be a spirit. Now, think about it being a spirit is the spirit will stop and it'll react to you because you'll react to it, and it'll react to you. And it'll either interact with you or carry on its way. A ghost will just continue. Now, if you think of the amount of energy that's expelled in a collision, the person who's just been hit, massive amount of energy expelled from that person, more than you could possibly ever understand. And of course, the person who hits said person is going to expel a huge amount of energy. Now, that energy can react to the area, and bearing in mind what kind of energy is in that area is going to possibly cause a ghost or a recycling of information, a recycling of that particular event. And that's what a ghost is. Kaz and Wacky, good to see you. Lovely to see you guys. Thanks very much for being here. And then, Kaz, you're never late. You're never late. Please don't say you're late. If you are watching me on Facebook tonight, then can I please invite you to come out of Facebook and come across to YouTube? It's far more stable and less likely for you to get hacked on YouTube than it is on Facebook. So if you're watching on Facebook tonight, just come out of Facebook, click on the YouTube icon, go to the search bar at the top, type in Paul Francis Medium, boop, you'll come straight back here and join us on YouTube. Then don't forget, subscribe to the show, guys. Please, please, please subscribe to the show, and don't forget to smash that like button. Really important. So anyway, so where was I? Oh yeah, so the whole concept, a massive traumatic event can create a caption, a time capsule, if you want to call it. You can call it whatever the heck you want. Nobody's got the right to tell you what you want to call it. If you want to call it a dingleberry, it's a dingleberry. End of the story. So, but the way I like to describe what a ghost is more like a videotape. It's a replay of time, and it'll happen whether you're there or not. Now, I would love to be able to set up some cameras around the date of this particular event, Sue. So we could capture and see if that energy affects, walking across that carriageway, whether people are there or not. It'd be interesting to see that. It'd be interesting as well, Sue, to try and find out if anybody else has actually encountered it and maybe caught videos of it. So, Lynn is saying that there is a road in Sheffield, South Yorkshire, where three spirits appear constantly. Okay. Dawn says, "Remember, I told you I felt like I was being chased on my normal dog. I could see energies running around. Oh, that's interesting. Did you take any pictures of it? Really, really cool." Trisha Bremner, welcome to the show. On Next Level Psychic, thank you very much for being here, by the way. Thank you for taking your time out. This show, I don't do reads per se. I never say, I always say never say never, because if an energy has to get through, it'll get through, and it'll just say to me, "Oh, by the way, you need to talk to that person," and I'll do it. But this show is more dedicated to the study of paranormal, the paranormal, sort of ghosts and spirits and things of that nature. I do reads, Trisha, on Thursday night, same time. My show for doing reads for people is called Reach Across. Okay, Reach Across Live, and that's 8 p.m. on Thursday nights. But tonight is called Next Level Psychic, and you're welcome to hang out. I had a vision there the other day of a church battle. Then I found out there was a 12th century chapel there. Interesting. I hope you're keeping notes of all of these places, Don, because we need to be going along to these places. Now, Sue did tell me as well of some places that's near her that we should be investigating. So we should really all get this all riled up, tied up together. Because I know, Sue, you want to be part of the paranormal group, and Dawn's obviously part of the paranormal group, and myself, and a few others. And then because Sue knows quite a few places, she lives in sort of South Devon, North Cornwall area, and I mean that's going to be just a hive of activity, so to speak. Now, I don't know if you guys have been watching the skies as of lately. Next Level Psychic is not just all about ghosts and spirits, but about the paranormal and everything that encapsulates paranormal. But there has been quite a few various energies actually captured in the skies as of late. I caught one myself, and it just mind-boggling. And I'm hoping to get that video on here. Unfortunately, that video is not on this particular system either. But I've caught a video where the outside of the orb was white, the inside was pinkish. So it's kind of nuts. What are the sparks of light, energy that you get sometimes out of the corner of your eye? That's very often what you'll capture. You'll capture in your peripheral. You'll see movement because when your eyes are focused on something that's in front of you, they're focused and your brain's sort of taking in what's right in front of you. But your eyes are like radars, so you're if you look straight ahead, if you try it right now, if you're looking at your screen, look directly at your screen. Yes, you'll see me and you'll see me talking, and I'll be doing things to capture your attention by this. But really, if you really just move your consciousness here, you'll be able to see literally both sides. And with a bit of training, you can actually see both. You can actually see almost slightly behind you. Okay. And that is where your kind of subconscious hides a little bit. And even though your conscious is dealing with what's in front of you, a secondary or subconscious is like going, "Oh, did you see that?" And you'll make a sharp turn. You'll often capture it all the times you want. I have a camera overlooking when I refer to my boys. We have two giant German Shepherd dogs, and they have an enclosure where they sleep of a nighttime. And I have a camera that watches them, and the amount of energies I capture on that camera is nuts, absolutely nuts. Right, so where are we time-wise? Let's have a quick peek. Oh, we're half an hour in by the time I got on the show, really. So let's have a look at pictures tonight. Now, I've got something. I've got a kind of a cool thing. So I'm going to bring up the first thing tonight of the slides. So what I normally do in this part of the show is I will show you these slides, and then I will say to you, right, tell me whether you think that's real or not. So Next Level Psychic welcomes you all. Are you guys, before I even go, I'm gonna ask you, are you ready? So I need some comments below. Thumbs up. Yes, Paul, let's do it. Let's go. Are you guys ready? Now it's shown on my screen that only 5 of you have hit the thumbs. If you haven't hit that thumbs button, smash that like button for me now. Come on. Hit that thumbs button. Let me know that you're enjoying the show, and don't forget to leave comments below. It's more importantly. Morgan, it says, I am definitely ready. Let's rock the house. Sue's going, uh-huh. Because that's actually how she speaks. Uh-huh. She's got a very Cornishy, Devonishy, Southern American accent. Uh-huh. Right, so come on, let me know you guys are ready. There's only two of you ready to watch a show. What's going on? Dawn says, I see so many ships in the sky every day, like flat bottom boats. Well, a very common craft that's caught in the sky is renowned as cigar shaped. Now, it's not cigar shaped. It's just how you're seeing it. For an example, I'm just the earbuds that I have, these things that I've got in my head. Let me show you. So if I show you that disc, it's a disc, right? If I turn the disc sideways and that way, it looks cigar shaped. So if the disc is coming at you that way, you'll see it's cigar shaped, but really it's that shape. So very often you'll see cigar shaped, but you're seeing it from a particular angle. So right back here, you see a dot and it comes right up and it's, oh my God, I see the thing the other day. It was cigar shaped. It wasn't. It was that shape. So a lot of people have referred to seeing cigar shaped. I've seen cigar shaped ones in the skies myself. So Sue's laughing her head off. Right, everybody's ready to go. So let's go, you guys. First picture of tonight's show is taken right there now. So as you're looking at that picture, if you kind of look, there's a light at the top, but if you follow your eyes down, there is two shapes there. Can you see those shapes? Can you see these shapes tonight? Yeah, Lynn's trying to get you all to make sure you smash that like button. I need the like button clicked. Please, please, please. Just reach down on the bottom. Let's go. Hit the like button. That's all you got to do. Not going to cost you anything. I'm watching. Just don't want to try and mimic my California. Actually, you've got more of a Cala Italian accent, haven't you? You've got more of a Californian, slightly Italian accent, if I remember correctly. They look rude. They're about 3 feet high, Jane. Anyway, I've got a wee bit surprise for you on that particular slide. So looking at that, you can see there's a light at the top, but if you follow you down, there's kind of like a long pillar box, dark shape. But just in front of that long pillar box, dark shape, there are two shapes. Can you see them? And what's your thoughts? Come on, leave your comments below. Tell me what you think. What do you think is there? Is it? What do you think it is? You tell me. What's your thoughts on that, baby? As Maria is rolling about her living room, laughing, watching me on a 50-inch TV. Hi. Dawn is saying shadows. So you don't think they're spirits? I'm trying my hardest to see what Jane is saying. She says they're rude. 75-inch, get it right. So that means my thumb is now 75-inch. Lynn's going definite spirits, right? So come on, leave your comments below. What do you think? Give me your thoughts. Remember, nobody will be having the Mickey taken out of them. That's not what this show's about. It's about learning. It's about connecting. It's about discovery. Reflection of something, says Anne. Okay, that's cool. I can see one that looks like some sort of paddle. Okay, it's interesting. Says Morgan. Maybe I can completely and absolutely 100% off my trolley, but when I look at Morgan's name, I hear Welsh. Morgan Clegg. See, beautiful. I could listen to the Welsh accent all day. I think the Welsh accent's lush. The Welsh accent and the Geordie accent. Well, yeah, man. The Welsh and the Geordies, they don't talk. They kind of sing. I love it. I absolutely love it. So Anne reckons it's a reflection. Totally get that as well. I can see the paddle box thing and some shadows, but I don't see energy in that picture. Okay, okay. I think there's pollen in the air because I'm getting all teary eyed, and it looks like a white ghost playing guitar. I love it, James. I love it. Thank you very much. Cleggy reminds me of the last of the summer wine. That was well. This wasn't '70s. Was it well into the '80s? The last of the summer wine, Dawn. One of my favorites. In fact, one of my dearest friends, Sean, is the mirror image of Compo. If you put on that little woolen hat on Sean, he's Compo. So we'll move on to the next slide. It's lovely to see what your feedback is. Funny thing is, Kaz, that's my horse's name, and I don't know how to change it. Morgan Clegg. Right, this is a picture of what's referred to as a rod, spirit rod. Compo is my favorite. So this is kind of moving towards teaching here, but this is spirit rod. Okay, so if you see the energy moving down, it's at a that way. Okay, a lot of people, if you go into Google or you go into YouTube sometime after the show and you type in spirit rods or spirit rods captured on video, you will see this. Okay, so once again, what do you think? What's your thoughts? What's your feedback? Do you think that particular picture is real? Do you think it's superimposed? What is your thoughts on that one? One thing is, I said, please, please, please have fun. That's what this is all about. Um, Rods are they're getting more and more and more common. In fact, if you remember the video of last week, you saw a rod shape moving towards me and went past. But rod shapes that move like that tend to be the outline of how energy and light are bouncing off of each other. So you'll get a shape, and it'll very look like a rod, and it'll come towards you like that. This kind of rod will go woof like that. It'll go. So Julie's gone. Yes, ready. You've missed a picture, Julie. Did you see the last picture? Is that a dog on the sofa? It is actually. His name is Morgan. Clegg is the family name. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. But Morgan. Hey Morgan, where you going? It doesn't look like it's in the photo. It looks more like a Tipex village, right? Okay, Jane. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not gonna take the Mickey out of you. What I will do is, if you follow like the arrow bit at the front and then the tail bit, follow the tail on back, and you will see like it's leaving, like almost like a jet energy behind it. Yes, it's jumping and playing with the spirit energy. It's a good catch. So if you follow those, so you got the bit at the front, looks like a heart or an arrowhead, and you go to the tail bit, then there's like one, two, three, four, like tail bit. And at the end of the white, if you follow it on again, you'll see there's like a further arrow, like an energy that goes on. It's interesting. Looks like a heart shape at the bottom. Yeah, I can see that, Sue. Heart shape or arrowish head shape at the bottom there. Was just going to say it looks like a heart, says Morgan. Yeah, a wee bit like a heart or a point, like an arrow point. But yeah, I can see heart shape there. Yeah, totally get that. So, what's your thoughts? Is that real or is that superimposed? You tell me. can see two figures. In this picture, Jules? Or on the picture previous? Are you just catching up with this, my darling? If the picture before, I can understand what you're saying, the two figures by the door. This picture here with the rod, what are you seeing? Morgan says it doesn't look real. Jane going, not really. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So let's go on to the next pic. Look at that. What's your thoughts on that? Oh, Jane says not real. So what's your thoughts on that picture right there? So, well, I'm not even going to bother talking about that. I just want you guys to look at that and tell me what you see. What do you see? Da 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 da. Da 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 da. It's a web on the camera, says Dawn. Okay. Mm-hmm. I just see eyes. Interesting. What do you see where are you seeing the eyes, Morgan? Actually, what's your first name? I can't call you Morgan. That's I'm calling you after your horse. What's your first name? Morgan. I just hear Welsh. Morgan Clegg. See. Pew. Tifan. Morgan. Very common name in Wales, Morgan. Interesting. Come on, leave your comments below, guys. I'm glad you're studying it. I'm glad you're looking at it. But tell me, look, come on, sort of. Kaz, all right, my darling Kaz. What's your so where are you seeing the eyes, Kaz? And come on, let's see these comments. Let's see the comments. What are you seeing and how are you seeing it? What's your thoughts? Oh, there's definitely a big orb there, Sue. There's definitely a big orb. I see a few faces in that one, says Jackie. Anne's in a big circle of light. So Jackie's seeing a few faces in that one as well. Interesting. I like the rainbow energy through the bottom left. I see energy, but there's also a spider's web. Okay. So I can see eyes on the wall above, above the building on the left. Interesting. Very interesting. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go backwards here to this picture here. So I'm going to go backwards to this picture here. So this is where Jane saw somebody playing the guitar. I think Dawn reckons it's just shadows. Somebody saw a couple of shapes. It's interesting how what people are seeing this. Now, I want you all to study this for about 10, 15 seconds. Just study that picture again. Look at it really, really strongly and really take in everything you can see. Everything you can see in that picture right there. Okay? Before I take you on to the final picture. Okay? before I take you on to the final picture. Okay. I can't believe we are 50 minutes into the show already. That's just mind boggling. Right. So you looked at that picture, looked at it strong, and here we go. Boom. There you go. Now, the reason I know this picture is real is because I took it. This a corridor. Now, if you any of you guys saw a video of mine called "Spirit Works Through Glass," it was taken in a hotel in Newquay. Now, on one of the floors in Newquay. Now, the owner didn't tell me this, okay, but as we were moving through the different floors of the hotel, I could hear laughing, just gentle laughing. I actually thought it was guests. And my guide Sean said, turn around and take pictures. So I just turned around and I went, and as I showed these particular pictures to the hotel owner, she said, yes, that floor is common where we hear little feet running up and down and children giggling. So what we see there, and I'll take it back to the original, which is there. You see, that's the actual picture. And that's a corridor. And when I zoomed in, I took these pictures, I outlined it, and you can see the shapes. There should be little legs there, and two children hand in hand standing by a door. That is actually a door, an escape door to get out if there was a fire. It's a fire door at the back behind them, and that is the push bar, which looks like a paddle. Is actually a push bar, and this is an actual photograph taken. Now, later on tonight, after the show's over, go onto YouTube, type in Paul Francis Medium, Spirit Works Through Glass, and it was only 20 minutes after this photograph was taken, and the energy that is talking to us tells us that it's a girl and she's 7 years old. I'm not sure about twins, Sue. I don't know, but I did get the feeling of brother and sister. Hey, that was only just my feeling. Doesn't mean I'm right. It doesn't mean I'm right whatsoever. But in that hotel, we had amazing amount of activity, from flashlights going off and on by themselves, um, the lights that hang in the ceiling. What a lot of us refer to as the big light, swinging by themselves. Oh, ridiculous amounts of energy in that particular hotel. So that was in that corridor, there was a lot of guests used to come to the owner and say, I heard children playing and running up and down the hallway. And they managed to show themselves to me. Now, this particular picture here, all real. It was taken by me and a camera, Dawn, actual like that camera. So this here is, if you look over now, the white dot in the air, that is the moon. Below the white dot, you can see a light in like an apex, like that. Well, that was the entrance to my studios. And that was about 30 minutes after I had done a big show a show. And the energy was buzzing around the place. Now, the what looks like a rainbow, that it just appeared, and it didn't appear in the picture before. It didn't appear in any pictures after it. It was only on this particular still. There was loads and loads of orbs. Now, if you look to the right hand side of the picture, you can see energy shooting up like that. Okay, but if you look just below the shooting energy, it looks like there's a face on like that, doing that. So if you look down to the bottom right hand corner of the picture, it looks like you can see a forehead, a nose, and a mouth, and a chin. So it looks like it's going like that. Now, In that particular house, there was at least 4 or 5 occasions where my wife said, "You have to get up and clear this place." We would actually sit in our bedroom, and our bedroom had a glass, like a frosted glass uh, panel on the door, and you would see shapes moving back and forth like that. Now, after we did some research, we found out that the house was built on a pathway. So it was a path going along, house was built over it, and the pathway was going from one village to the marketplace. Okay, so people would go continue to walk to the market, spirit people, and they very often would be in the house, and you could hear them chatting away. And me personally, I just go to sleep. But I would. There was at least 4 or 5 times in the length of time we stayed in that house that my wife said, "Listen, you have to get up and clear this house." And I had to get up and smudge the house and ask everybody to leave and just let us get a night's sleep. On at least 5 occasions that happened. So all of that is active energy, especially the big plumes like that. They only appeared in that particular frame. So that was quite cool. The rod was actually a picture taken inside the house. And yes, Dawn, you're absolutely right. Our dog, Molly, who's no longer with us, she was actually standing outside looking like this here, and there was nothing in front of her, but she was like that. And my other dog, Brewster, who's also no longer with us, was just standing looking like this as well. And he was like, "What is that?" And the two of them were just kept looking up to the left hand side. So I was taking pictures, and that was caught. As I did some research, it was actually referred to as a rod. Okay. Now we've got an idiot here calling herself Heather Ellen something or other. Please, please, please report her to Facebook. She is not invited by me. Um, Block her, delete her, and report her to Facebook. She shouldn't be on this show. So that is what's referred to as a rod energy, and it went right across the room. And but where it came from, the two dogs were staring at. So that was kind of wow. So tonight, all of them are real because yours truly took the pictures. Yes, indeedy, all of them. So I didn't make up any of these tonight. And I can tell you about the history when I took them, and they're all genuine and all real. None of these here are faked tonight. So no fakes tonight. Now, I was doing some research today on actual real paranormal, and there was one video that I saw which, no matter how many times I looked at it and looked at it and looked at it, I could not think how that would be possible to fake. All right, I looked at it and I was like, and I've often told people that your status of mind and posture is how you deal with spirit energies in your house. So, and I've often said, spirit energy doesn't want to hurt you. It doesn't want to hurt you. It has no interest in really being bothered by you or bothering you. It usually just does its thing. You do your things 99.9% of the time. But then there's that 0.1%, isn't there? There is that 0.1%. And that's what this video is. So, ladies and gentle persons, without further ado, I'm going to play a video. I'm fingers crossed this is going to work. And I'm going to play this particular video, hopefully. And I'm going to see whether or not this is going to play. So here we go. See the guy just walking along. Boom. How could that be faked? And he gets up and runs. Now watch closely. He's just walking along, minding his own business. Energy appears, bang, knocks him down, grabs his leg, and walks off. But it drops him, and then he gets up and he runs. So, now, what's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on? I'll tell you. I'll play it again because I can actually feel you all going, huh? So here we go. Let's play it again. Here we go. So walking down the corridor. It's a corridor in a hotel. Bang. Now he goes against the grain. He's being pulled along, and he gets up and runs. So here we hear as it's zoomed in. This was captured. This is real. So believe it or not, what are your thoughts? Bang. Look, he is being pulled along, and he eventually gets let go. At which point he doesn't hang around. He gets his butt up and he runs. Check that out. So, what's your thoughts? Come on, leave me some feedback. Leave me some feedback. What are your thoughts? Right. Come on, you're leaving me no feedback, but I have a little bit of a bonus for you as well. I've got a little bit of a bonus for you. I see a few orbs, a bright orange with a white circle inside. This is Julie Sharp. Wacky says she saw that video some time back. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. So I've been doing a lot of work since last week on figuring out how to make this whole thing work. And I'm sort of glad now I've managed to suss it out and get things working. Please don't say that's local. Actually, it's in Camborne, Jane. I'm only kidding. I'm only joking. No, it's not. It was in America. I'd be leaving a smelly mark on the floor. And you know what? I would be doing something similar. There'd be large vocals from me, starting with the F word. It looks real, says Sue, and scary. Yeah. Lynn says that she thinks it's a fake. Well, I did the research into the footage, and even the people who owned the hotel, whose security camera was captured on, said, no, it's all that happened. That's taken from security camera in a hallway of a hotel, and the guy that happened to that poor guy. Now, I told you that I had been the pictures that I had taken of the children, and I said there's a video footage of it called Spirit Works Through Glass. Well, I said the footage. So here you go. Check this out.
That's amazing.
I'm trying not to move my finger, so
Yeah, I'm trying.
You'll probably hear my voice.
Whoa.
Now watch closely.
This is crazy. I've never had that hasn't twisted before.
This is excellent evidence. Thank you very, very much.
The actual glass turned underneath our fingers. There's no way that we could push that around that way.
Yeah,
There's no way
My
that
finger is where we
that
started.
three of us could coordinate that way. That's actual footage in that hotel. Berserker Paranormal TV, welcome. That happened.
Thank you very much.
And one of the persons sitting at that particular table was the
never
owner of the
twisted.
hotel.
That's never. I've never known that.
That's the person who said, I've never known that, is the owner of the hotel. No, it wasn't either the Victoria or the Atlantic. It was one of the hotels looking over the green at
Thanks, Lily.
Lily,
that's sort of
Is it you?
where the bus stop used to be in
Move it
Newquay.
to Paul. Move the glass to Paul.
And she was very well. Her name is Mandy, and she knew the energies very, very well.
Lily.
Are you playing, Lily?
Lily, one of the little kids.
Oh, you are.
Ah.
She's trying to tangle us up. You playing Twister?
Yep.
So you see the glass turned right underneath our fingers.
Thank you, Lily.
Get three people to sit down, put a glass upside down on a glass table, and try and get it to spin
Lily,
like that
what we'd like you
underneath.
to do is move the glass back and across for each year that you were alive. So if you were 7 years old, then I want you to move it 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So let us know how old you were. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You were 10 years old. If you were 10 years old, Lily, if you were 10 years old, can you move? If I'm correct and you are 10 years old, please move the glass towards Trudy. Are you playing with us again?
Yes.
Trudy was on the camera.
Is that what you want us to be patient? Do something.
So, Lily,
I'll try and, I can't remember the name of the hotel, Dawn, but I'll try and find out for you.
if you are 10, would you please move the glass back towards Trudy? If not, could you please move it back and forth, counting how old you are?
You notice the tone. You have to imagine that you were talking with a young child, and you have to do it gently and with affection and without trying to scare the person. You got to deal with these people as people and not as like getting them to jump through hoops.
6, 7, 8.
8.
If you were 8 years old, could you move the glass back to Trudy? Does that fit in with what you're saying?
And that is what we call spirit works through glass. So it's another technique which can be used
That picture of that
if people are not really great
Can you move the
using
glass
Ouija
back to the
boards.
center, please, Lily?
There are various types of Ouija boards you can be used as well.
you got
But quite a
brother?
few people take a very negative perspective on the Ouija board, which is it's absolutely okay. And that's fine. So we used to do a technique called Spirit Works Through Glass, and we would bring the glass onto a table, turn it upside down, and however how many people would be at the table, either all of us would be a part of it or some of us would be a part of it. But anything that was done through my teams, I wouldn't allow fakery of any kind because it's like I would see it as being a blemish on me and a blemish on my mom and dad's memories because I would be taken. They're both in spirit, so I just wouldn't do that and I wouldn't allow it. So everything that I've showed you tonight, everything that you've seen, 100% real. I can't believe how quickly the show was shot through. It's really good to see. I just saw a name there a second ago. Let me just see if I can find that name a sec. There we are. Berserker Paranormal TV. Really good to see you. Thank you very much for being here. I'd love to hear more from you. You can email me. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Patreon. So it's patreon.com/ Paul Francis 111 or paulfrancis111.com. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear about your what you've learned through paranormal investigations, etc. Really, really, really love that concept. If you're looking for negative, you're going to get negative. Absolutely. You attract what you give off. So if you're going out there, no, I don't believe, yes, if you go in looking for negative, I guess you'll find what you're looking for. But I can also say that if you go in there with a really horrible attitude, and it's like somebody coming into your house, and anybody watching the show tonight, if somebody comes into your house and they've got a really crap attitude, I mean their attitude sucks, you're going to reject them. You're not going to want to be complimentary to them. You want to get them out of your house as quickly as possible, and you want to just not want to react with them. So what could be perceived as a negative energy is just somebody who just doesn't want to be around you. So, but if you are going looking for a negative energy, yeah, I would agree that it's a possibility you'll find one. Um, but the next question is, what's a negative energy? Is it just somebody who's had enough of being treated like a performing monkey, and then they decide, I've had enough of this, and they do something which might be perceived as being negative, and then all of a sudden they've got the label negative or evil, and they're just fed up. So there's lots of different ways you got to look at it. I've always gone in with the idea of being polite, kind, understanding, and motivative, and I've always had results. Um, and all of the team members will be the same. And I work on safety first, paranormal second. So I would love for you guys to be a part of my team, and I'd love to put this all back together again. Um, but I do have some rules, and the rules are we work under the guidance of safety. That has to be paramount. And then we have a set of rules of how we deal with people and energies we want to interact with. I've always had results in the places where we've shown respect, love, kindness. I've always had results. Um, in the places where I've been parts of other teams, where there's a bit of bit of taunting and stuff going on. The results haven't been that great. I'm trying to find footage of table tipping that we did, and that blew my mind. Table tipping is amazing. So, I've joined the Facebook UFO Cornwall site. I'll share the link with you, Paul. Yes, please do, Don. Would love to see that. Right, so I'm going to call it a day. Listen to all of the dads out there, both the dads here and the dads who have crossed ahead. I do hope that you had a great Father's Day yesterday. I hope you had a fantastic day, especially the fathers who are in spirit connecting to us. I do hope that you had a great day. I had a great day. Thank you to my lovely children all over the UK who were sending me text messages and gifts. I really had a great day. I had coffee and toast in bed first thing, and then taken out to a beautiful dinner. Thank you so much, my lovely family. I love you all very, very much. Sue says, what if one of your team can't run? You get left behind while the rest of us are down the road. That would never happen. That would never happen. You would never be left alone. All right. You'd be protected. You'd be carried if you had to be carried. Not that you would, because we wouldn't do anything stupid. But you'd be guided and walked with. Don't worry. Don't worry. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't thank you enough. Please continue to share the show. Please, please, please like the show and come and join me on Thursday night for Reach Across Live. Okay, I'm sorry to a few people who came along tonight hoping to get reads, but Monday night is all about this. This is what I refer to as the fun side of what we do. and the readings and that kind of thing is on Thursday night. Can you see dark mist? Well, in the daytime, yes. In the nighttime, not so easy. The only reason you can see dark mist is if it's got a light around it or near it to expose it. Otherwise, you're seeing darker and dark. Thank you for a fantastic night tonight. You guys are absolutely rock stars as far as I'm concerned. Please, please, please continue to share the show. If you haven't joined me on Patreon yet, please get across to Patreon. So it's patreon.com/Paul Francis 111 and join up there. A lot of people who want to be a part of the seminars have contacted me and said, listen, I don't want to miss the seminars. However, I'm on holiday or I'm working or whatever, a few different things that of different people doing different things. That's life. That's absolutely life. So what I've decided to do is the first seminar, I'm meeting you guides. I'm actually going to film. I'm going to film it, and then I'm going to do a link to everybody that's part of the Patreon site. And the good thing about that is you'll be able to watch that as often as you like. That's the good thing. So if you're not already a subscriber to me on Patreon, get yourself across there. Okay. £5 a month. That's a cup of coffee a month. And you're going to get loads going on there. There's going to be private sessions for all my Patreon members, private group sessions where you have me for just doing reads, teaching, seminars, and much, much more. So get yourself across there and subscribe immediately. www.patreon.com/Paul Francis 111. Going right across the bottom of the screen now. I will see you all Thursday night. Have a fantastic time between now and then. Don't forget to communicate, appreciate, and validate that with all of the people you love that are important to you every opportunity you get. So a medium like myself never has to do it for you. Until next time, look out for those spirits. Start taking pictures. Watch the skies. And look out for those Loch Ness monsters and those Bigfoots and anything else that falls under the heading of paranormal. We love to see this stuff. I'm going to wish you all a wonderful night, and I'm going to see you all on Thursday night. But look after yourselves. Thanks for being here. And if you want to get a hold of me, email me and come and join me on Thursday night. But email me, talk to me anytime you want, and I'll do my best to help you where I can. Good night. God bless.